I guess in terms of aging, which we're going to discuss too, preventing or delaying that which may either be inevitable or preventable for as long as possible. I would like to, since you mentioned your age so graciously, I would like to talk a little bit about, you know, anti-aging. I actually dislike that term, although I recognize that that's what
it's a term.
It's called. So that's what it's recognizable as that anti-aging. I'm pro-aging. She's pro-aging. Pro-aging means that you're living longer. So that's longevity. So I just want to talk about at 69. I'm 37. She's 69. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you navigate your lifestyle to promote healthy aging, aging well with a good quality of life?
Okay. I have
and looking like this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Number one, you have to have a daughter who appreciates my effort. And I learned, of course, I didn't pay her yet, but being coached by a coach, a legit coach, that really, really helps. So Daddy and I, of course, we live by that at our age because number one, aging is one thing you cannot avoid. It just comes at you.
We're all.
Yeah. And so that's one thing in common. And so therefore, fighting it in such an ugly way, it just compounds the aging, which it is like, what do? You just don't. One thing I just want you to know when you...
Me or them?
You.
Okay,
you.
me. Okay, I'm listening.
I want that. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm being very greedy, but you're all I care about. I know. Let's take care of ourselves first.
Yes.
Okay, as a clan. Okay, so I feel getting old is so... we have a different attitude every step of the way. When you're 20, when you're 30, when you're 40, when you're 50, and when you're 60. At my age and Daddy's age, 69, 72. Not that I can't afford to worry about, I cannot afford to worry about what my wrinkles are doing.
Right.
It's going to come no matter what. And they do, and they did. And I'm fortunate enough to accept it so gracefully. Not because I'm gracefully to be graceful about it. And then I spend that time doing something worthwhile that I can pack in. And so number one, accepting. I think acceptance is number one priority. And then once you do that, because your priority is to stay alive and you want to be mobile. And so when you're mobile, you get to do the things you still want.
Yes.
So if you want to go to the library, you want to go and pick your vegetables up, and without having somebody help you, you want to be able to do that. Independence is your pride. And so Daddy and I want to postpone that needing help from the third body as long as we can.
Absolutely.
That's our priority. And so, doing yoga and then walking.
I was going to ask you, because you actually taught you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm, again, graceful enough to take all that in.
Yes,
my modesty.
You are. She's actually a really seasoned practitioner. I'm not even just saying that, but I have seen her move her body, and it is so impressive and beautiful. And I feel like, wow, if I can look like that at 69, I will be in good shape, no pun intended.
And also remember, not that you're such a scary teacher, but
I am.
You don't mess around.
No.
You will tell me no.
I'm firm.
And then keep practicing that.
Yeah.
You will go over that.
Reinforcing.
Yes. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that I have a coach who's not afraid to tell me you suck.
I put it in nicer language
Yes.
than
And then
that.
also, after all, we raised you, so we figure,
I can be candid.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I appreciate that. But Daddy and I never waste, the advice you give us only because it's our own loved one. And I think you're best of the best. I really do
That
have to
means
say.
a lot to me. You say that to me often, and it honestly means a lot.
But I do have to say that it was beyond my dream to have your offspring actually getting things. There are many people who are good educators, and they have more experience in life, and they do communicate, and they do teach the world. And you always seem to find the good information. That's very you were always very inquisitive child, and that led you to go and keep searching and keep looking at the best of the best ideas that you can take it away. That was I do have to say, I was very impressed. And so that was one thing that even when you were very, very little, you were very inquisitive. When one is 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, it's a different story. When you're 69, all my peers, they either their partners are very, very ill, or they have to sustain their lives with zillions of medication. And then their children, I think more than their children are worried about it, I think they truly worry about, am I going to be that when I'm 69 or I'm 75?
Exactly.
And so you want to leave some good, positive legacy to your children. And so they have something to look forward to. The worst it's going to happen for you at 69, I can say, is you're going to have some wrinkles, and you're going to have to try harder. You have more time. You have to, this is your full-time job, just feeding you, moving, and then keep on going like that. That
in
is,
other words, like protecting yourself.
absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
preservation
What you
and
have,
protecting it.
protecting what you have
Yeah.
is going to be your full-time job. So when I used to go to the yoga class where there are many senior citizens, and all they do is talk about how many, oh, me too, I'm taking that many,
How much
me
pain
too.
they're in.
And yes, and if that is something that they have in common with their community peers, that's a sad thing. And I think support is important, but I realized you can do something about it. Maybe you should stop wasting your time, because we cannot waste a moment. That time you can sit down and just meditate, or you can start moving your joints. And so I have to say, only thing left is you have an opportunity to do it.
Yeah. And we'll wrap this up, but I want to end on, not just because you're my mom, but you're the biggest role model, the most impactful female role model that I have in my life.
Thank you.
Yes, because, first of all, because you're the closest to me, literally, but it's more than that. It's that I can appreciate you are taking such good care of yourself. We know that my mom and my dad they've got it, and they're in the driver's seat of their own lives.
So far.
Yes, and they show no signs of declining in any way. And I'm sure as the years progress and aging continues to progress, as it does with each of us, that nature will take its course, yes. But I just wanted to have you here to share in your own words. It all comes down to that honoring of yourself, knowing yourself, that essence, and that goes for the inside and everything on the outside. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. And if I may, one thing that I'm noticing as I'm getting older is entire world is looking for somebody to rely on,
Yeah.
or blame, or because of that person, or because if you start taking care of yourself and to please you first.
Yes.
And because they seem to fill the day with somehow somebody other than yourself.
It's a distraction.
There's a constant distraction,
Yeah.
and there is a price to pay for that. So thank you for the invitation.
Yes, thank you so much for being here on my channel. I feel so blessed.
Oh, I'm just
This was so much fun, and I think for our first time filming together, I think we did really fantastically.
I think
this
so
was
too.
great.
I don't have my glasses on.
That's okay.
And
You don't need to see.
No, so it's
they can see you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I hear. Yeah, and so I'm just. This was so much fun.
I know. I had fun.
Yeah, because we talk like this all the time.
Yeah, and so this was great for me too.
Yeah, good.
This is something special that I can have now for me.
Yeah, and so
Okay. So thank you.
Okay.
Bye everyone.
Bye.